What's up guys, and welcome back to the vlog. I am just back from viewing what could potentially be my next project bike. Such a cool looking bike, guys. Bit of a beast, but I'm gonna say no more. Leave a comment, have a guess, and let me know what you think the bike might be. But we are gonna be covering it in the next couple of vlogs, so stay tuned for that. I'm just chilling at the moment with a rain before I get back out to the garage and get some more work done for you guys. There's been a bit of a delay on some of the parts. I'm waiting on the fork seals to be delivered so I can rebuild the front forks. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait till the next video to do that. In this video though, we are getting the rear end of the CB175 mocked up and almost ready, which means customizing the rear fender to sit higher over the tire like a scrambler and mounting the rear light and license plate holder. I've also come up with a unique way of mounting the seat, so we're going to get to that in this video as well. So I'm going to finish the rain, which I kind of have already. Disappointing. And then we get cracking. So let's do it.
3 hours later.
Right guys, here's what I'm thinking. This is where the original mount point for the rear fender is. What I want to do is I want to raise the rear fender up. So I'm thinking 2 or 3 inches. I'm going to raise it up. I'm going to use these original mounting points, but I'm going to build a bracket on either side. Just a little rounded edge bracket that attaches here and has an opening here where the fender will raise up and attach by the original mounting points here. So I can use all the original hardware. So that'll be perfect. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to mount the flashers. And they will actually be what is attached to the bracket as well and holding it in. Let me mock it up and show you. We'll have the original fender here, rounded edge bracket here that'll raise up and attach to this part of the fender. Now, these are the flashers that I got, guys. As you can see, just screw on like that. So what I'm thinking then is here on the original mounting point, these are going to connect through to that bracket, and I'll put a washer on so that they don't go too far in, and I think they'll look really nice tidied up, and we'll just get it nice along the fender. Now with the luggage rack, essentially wherever I mount this is going to determine where the tail light is going to go. So the seat is going to essentially be kind of ending around here. We'll get to that, but I'm kind of thinking the luggage rack looks well sitting up kind of flush like that. I think it works perfectly up on top like that. So with it, the luggage rack being there, I think mounting the rear light somewhere around here works really well. And then you've got your license plate holder underneath. So I think we'll do something like that because we need the tail light to be kind of sticking out like this. Okay, let's just get cutting and we can figure it out as we go along. Let's do it, guys. Let's make these 2 little brackets. Now folks, there we have it. 2 tidy little brackets with the rubbers back in. Let's see how they mount up with the fender. Alright guys, so we have it mounted. That bracket will be painted black so you won't see it, but we have a nice bit of clearance here for our fender. I just need to tighten everything up. So we have it connected here, and same on the other side, and then we'll connect it here. I just haven't done it yet with the 2 bolts that go in directly in there, so it's a direct fit and everything looks super tidy from the back. So I'm going to try mount the luggage rack now so we know where we're going to put the rear light. Let's get to that. Alright guys, so the luggage rack sits really nice as it is there, which works really well because it works with the original holes that were in the rear fender. So all I have to do, I'm just going to throw a bolt through there to keep that, and then I line it up so that I'm going to have to drill a hole here for a second bolt, and then that will pretty much be the luggage rack set up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and then we can get the rear light mocked up. Now that's all bolted in. I'll be changing all these bolts, guys. I'm just using what I have at the moment. I'm going to get some really nice black painted bolts, so I'll be changing all of these. But yeah, that's all mounted up, looking really nice there, guys. Let's get to this rear light. So the rear light, guys, doesn't, the way the bracket's set up, and even if I bend it, it's just going to look a bit weird. So the back of the light touches the fender here, as you can see. So there's like maybe ½ an inch where the bracket has to be raised up underneath to make it flush and make the light sit straight. So I'm going to reuse this bracket here. It was what the old rear lights was on, so I've cut it off. I'm going to just grind it, get it nice and smooth, and then this will be enough to raise the rear light when I put it on the bottom of the bracket. So let's get to grinding this. Alright guys, I have tidied up that bracket and it sits nicely now underneath the license plate holder. I did bend the license plate holder a bit just to go with the fender. I'll probably do the same to the license plate just so it kind of looks a bit nicer. But that light sits nice. I'm going to have to drill a hole here to feed the wires down through because I don't want them to be too obvious. But I can get to that at a later stage. But I think that's sitting pretty nice and looks pretty good. I'm not a big fan of how big that light is, but I mean, it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to get stuck into this seat now, guys, and show you what we got. Let's do it. This seat pan is fairly bad, guys, covered in rust. I've done a bit of cleaning with the steel sponge just to get the top bit off, but I'm going to grind it now and take it back to kind of bare metal and see what we have, and then I'll show you what we got. Let's do it. Alright guys, I have tidied up the seat and honestly it's fairly solid underneath. I just gave it a quick once over and it looks pretty good. So I'll keep cleaning that up and just have to give it a paint and everything like that once I've cut it up. So I'm gonna trim it now because you can see here, obviously the pan is too long. So I'm gonna trim it, I'm gonna round it off and just see how that looks. And I'm just gonna keep taking it back and taking it back. I don't wanna take too much off at the beginning. So I'm just gonna take little bits off and see where we get to. So I'm gonna cut that up now. Okay, so I kind of got carried away a little bit, guys, and forgot to film, but I chopped the seat and it essentially cuts back to about there. Obviously, if I'm putting the other single seat on, I'll have to chop it more and shape it. But I just put the original seat foam back on and chopped a little bit of it off. And I don't know. I'm kind of liking how it looks. And I'm just trying to imagine if I shape the foam and we got that lettered. I think that would look pretty good. I don't know, guys. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you think this way looks better or the original way with that single seat. Yeah, I don't know. Help me out here, guys. Everything else, guys, is looking pretty good. We've got the rear end tidied up. We have the luggage rack mounted, the rear light mounted, the flashers mounted, and we have that 4-inch gap now for the rear fender. The seat is coming along. We'll be getting into that in the next video. Yeah, so we'll be getting into the seat a lot more because I'm going to need to build it out, and obviously depending on what you guys say, we're going to have to see what type of seat we go with. But I'm kind of liking that, guys. I really am. On that note, guys, unfortunately that's all the time we have for today. Really appreciate you guys tuning in, and don't forget, guys, please hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and come back for the next video where I'm going to figure out what to do with this seat. But please leave a comment, let me know, this way or the original way. As always though, guys, until next time, sláinte.